the CMMG Guard in 9mm. Let's check it out. This is a new offering from CMMG. It's their Guard in 9mm. It is for the AR-15 style rifle, and it has the radial delayed blowback action, which really makes this gun a pleasure to shoot. Now, the CMMG Guard in 9mm is brand new. In fact, at the time of this video, 2017, November 14th, this has just been released today. And so I was really lucky to be able to get one of these to show you guys. So if you're already starting to look for these, it's going to take a little while for these to get out into the market, but this is well worth the effort and the search. Guys, this system is just excellent. We're going to go ahead and check to make sure the gun is unloaded. We're going to drop our Glock magazine, and then we'll check the chamber, and the gun is empty. Now, a lot of people wonder, why do you want a 9mm carbine? One of the big things is price of the ammunition. 9mm is considerably less than 5.56, and so you can shoot more. The little bit longer barrel, you have more velocity, and you can, shoot this as a self-defense, home defense. Plus, you can shoot this in pistol caliber carbine matches, which makes this a lot of fun. A lot less noise. It's just a great round for this system. Now, most of your 9mm carbines have a standard blowback action, and because of that, they need to have a heavier bolt, possibly heavier spring and buffer, just to delay the blowback coming out, because that way gases aren't released too soon and it could cause a catastrophic failure. That's one of the things about the radial delayed blowback that CMMG has come up with. And we're going to break this down. I'm going to pull it out and show you how it works. It actually delays the action, so you're not having to have an extra heavy bolt and bolt carrier. And because of that, there's less mass coming back to your shoulder. And this helps with felt recoil. I mean, at the range, it definitely makes a difference. You can see that the muzzle is not rising up that high. And, most of you guys would think, well, it's 9mm. I mean, how much can it recoil? But because of the heavier mass coming back, typically your 9mm carbines have some significant recoil. So we're going to go ahead and just open up the action, and we're going to pull the bolt and bolt carrier out. And that's really where a lot of this is to be shown. Now, in a standard AR-15, you have your direct impingement, so your gas tube will come back, it'll blow gas through your gas key, and this is what forces the bolt back. With the radial delayed blowback, this gas key is just solid. I mean, it's just locked on. It is staked well. You have your grade 8 fasteners, and they're properly staked. But one thing you'll notice with the bolt itself is that the lugs are cut a little bit differently. You can see these angles in the bolt. And one thing you'll also notice is that when the bolt comes back, as it goes back into the back position, it springs forward. There is spring tension on this bolt. We'll look at that when we disassemble the bolt. You can see the cam pin is also a little different. And there is a notch right here where your standard gas key would be. Because of the way this bolt is designed in the rotation, we can go with a lighter weight bolt. In fact, it's about 6.5 ounces less with the bolt and the buffer from your standard 9mm carbine, which again is going to reduce the felt recoil because you have less mass coming back on your shoulder. So let's go ahead and take a look at the inside of the bolt and bolt carrier. You have your standard AR-15 firing pin here. Just pull out your cam pin, and that's the reason why there's a cut right here in that area. And then we just pulled our bolt out. Now, one big thing you're going to notice right up front is this spring. And this spring is part of the radial blowback design. And so this is a lot different than your standard AR-15. Now to reassemble, it's really simple. Just like you would your standard AR-15, and we're going to replace our cam pin. It's funny because it always takes me just a little bit longer. There it goes. And then it's in place. Drop in your firing pin. You want to make sure that the line on your cam pin is horizontal. And then just return your firing pin, retainer pin. Now CMMG also has a last round bolt hold open. You have your standard bolt hold open for your AR, but then there is a link system that comes all the way up. And this is dual pinned. You can see a pin right here, and then of course through your bolt catch. And so this system comes, and then you'll notice that it locks the bolt hold open right here. Here you can see when you lift up, it lifts that whole mechanism straight up. The fire control system is your standard mil-spec single stage trigger. Of course, you can put other aftermarket triggers in here if you want something a little less. Now, because of the spring in the bolt carrier, you're going to have a little bit of tension pushing your bolt carrier out, so you'll need to depress it when you bring it closed and then pop your pin in. One thing about the pins, each of them have a divot right here, and that makes it a little easier to be able to pop those out. Of course, it does have the forward assist, has your dust cover. It has a very long magazine release, and of course this is needed because you are using the Glock mags. But it's a nice long paddle, and they drop free really easily. Nice beveled mag well, so that makes inserting the mag easy as well. It comes with a 1/2 by 36 inch threads for a muzzle device, and of course this comes with an A2 style bird cage. It does have a free float aluminum handguard. It does carry the key mod. This is made by CMMG, and they are not offering M-LOK as far as I can tell. But it's nice, it feels good in the hand, whether you get it on the pistol with this short rail or one of their longer rails. We have one of the Magpul pistol grips, and we have one of the CAC Shockwave blades on the back. Of course, this is a brace for the pistol with one of the CAC enlarged buffer tubes. This is not staked, so you can take this on and off if you want to change that out. Also, it has an ambidextrous single point sling mount on the back. Now for the review, we were using one of the Aimpoint T2 microdots, and this has one of the kinetic quick detach mounts. Got this at Optics Planet, and Optics Planet does offer a 5% discount using Suit00, and I'll have the link down below. But this is a really cool mount. As you can see, you push it in and it comes right off. Reattach it and it pops right out. The weight comes in at 5 pounds, 6 ounces with the magazine and without the optic. It comes with one 33 round 9mm Glock magazine. The traditional finish is just a black anodized finish, but you can get upgrades, and this is one of their Cerakotes. It does have the titanium finish. I really like this color combination with the black. I believe it's like $150 more if you want to go with the Cerakote finish. I want to thank Freedom Munitions for supplying the 9mm ammo. You get a 5% discount using Suit00 when you check out. When you're loading this many magazines, the Lula loader is necessary, especially 33 rounds. Now at the range, because of the radial delayed blowback action, this gun was so easy to shoot. You would think that 9mm would be easy to shoot anyway, but because of typical blowback actions, there can be a lot of muzzle climb and a lot of just that felt recoil. It's different and it's not excessive, but it's just really nice with this new system. A very flat shooting firearm. Now I had my good friend Brian with me on this trip, and he works at one of the local gun shops in the area, and it was a lot of fun just getting out, getting his feedback on it as well. But you can tell that this firearm shoots very flat. Now of course this isn't the pistol configuration, but in the carbine configuration it would even be even softer shooting because you have more mass of the rifle. The reliability was spot on. We had no problems running magazines through it. Has all the same controls of the AR-15 in 5.56, and so it just, you know where everything is. The rifle functions and moves and feels. The balance is excellent. So really, range day was just top notch. And after shooting the Guard in 45 ACP, I was really excited about getting the 9mm version out there. And I was not disappointed. Now, one thing CMMG offers are action tuning kits or sets, and this is actually for the 45 Guard. but they do make it for the 9mm. It's mainly just to kind of fine-tune your system, especially if you're going to run suppressors or if you want to run plus P ammunition. And so there's some different weights and sets, and I haven't even gotten into it, but I just wanted to let you know that these are available, especially for those who want to use suppressors. Now, the manufacturer suggested retail price on the Guard in 9mm is $1,349 for this configuration. They do make another base model that's a little bit cheaper, and that is retail. You can find these a lot of times at your gun shops and places like that for a lower price. As far as pros and cons of the Guard 9mm, definitely this system is above anything I've seen. As far as smooth shooting, less felt recoil, ease of follow-up shots, this is definitely an improvement over most of the 9mm carbines you're seeing out on the market. The cost of 9mm ammunition is considerably less than 5.56, so that also makes it nice. And having a pistol caliber carbine, you can interchange your magazines between a Glock if you're carrying a Glock, and it gives you the same ammo as far as compatibility. So those are some really good points. The quality of the CMMG is superb. I mean, the finish on this is really nice. But whether you get the Cerakote or not, they just have always done a great job with their firearms and everything that I've seen. There's a lot of different features you can get with it, which also makes it cool. Now, as far as cons go, there's not the M-lock capability. Of course, you can switch this out, but that is something to consider. Also, the price at $1,350. Of course, we're probably looking at about $1,200. Can be a con because, it's pretty pricey, but you're paying for the technology and the unique features of this firearm. Glock mags make it a big pro. And then whether you go with a pistol or you go with the carbine version, there's a ton of different accessories for the AR-15 that just fit perfectly with this system as well. But as far as overall, I'm going to have to give this a 9 out of 10. The radial delayed blowback action is just really what sets this way apart. And then with all the quality, guys, I've seen some other 9mm carbines that just aren't up to the quality of this rifle. Yes, you can get them a lot cheaper, but you get what you pay for. And CMMG has really proven themselves. And I want to thank CMMG for sending the 9mm Guard for this test and evaluation, and just their support of the channel. And also want to thank Brian from Grady's Outdoors for coming down and making range day a lot of fun. Cut! Be strong, be of good courage. God bless America. Long live the Republic. Guys, this is the brand new with their Radical delayed blowback system. Radial.
Last time I was out here without eyes, so.
Yeah, we captured that.
Yes, we did.
Oh, plus, there's a lot of competitions. Plus, there's a lot of new. Plus, it has the radial delayed blowback action, which really loosens the weight. Oh my gosh, man.